So my C3 Corvette wouldn't randomly start. Needs to get three things: gas, air, and fire. It was getting gas and air. Why wasn't it getting fire? Well, here's my ignition coil. Here's the arm that spins around in the distributor and hits the points to distribute the electricity. And here's my distributor cap. Look at that. Wow, there's supposed to be a point goes through here. In this video, we're going to dig into it. We're going to replace these three components for $59 on a Saturday afternoon. Okay, so it won't. My Corvette, my C3 1978 Corvette will not start. I'm trying to make this a quick video. It's also a documentation for my own. I'm ready to take this apart and see what's in there. First thing I'm doing is disconnecting the battery, as always. Okay, so see where it says battery and tack, ground. There's some wires underneath there that need to be disconnected. Okay, and then one should probably mark these wires where they go, spark plug wires. Okay, now that the battery's disconnected, then I'm disconnecting these wires. I'm just removing these three screws here. I already removed that one. Okay, so I took the cover off, exposing this coil, and it's just held on with 4 screws. And then, like I said, there's wire connections down here. Actually, I'm going to take off the whole cap. I want to inspect the whole cap, and it's just held on with these 4 screws right here. And now that I have the cap off, you can take a better look at these connections that I'm going to be taking off. And this cap looks, I think I need a new distributor cap. I think I see the problem, too much corrosion built up there. So yep, I'm pretty sure that's the problem. Okay, so I removed those 4 screws to get this out of here. Okay, and then I need to set the camera down so I can grab those electrical connections out of there. Okay, to get that coil out, I had to bring it over to my workbench because I had to grab this with needle nose pliers to pull those connection pieces out of there. So anyway, there's a ton of corrosion in here. I'm just going to go buy a new distributor cap. I think that's the problem. Honestly, I see that now. Okay, let's go get a new distributor cap. And you know, while I'm in here putting on a new distributor cap, I think I'm going to replace this as well. This has got a lot of corrosion. This swings around and hits those points in the distributor cap, and the spark goes through that. And if it gets corroded, the spark won't go through there and hit each one of those points in the distributor cap, which in turn goes to here, the spark plug wire, which obviously goes to the spark plug. So I think I found my problem, too much corrosion in here. So I'm just going to replace these key components inside the distributor here. So I'm just going to take this off right here and being careful to put everything back like it was. Okay, so I loosened up those bolts, and there's what it looks like down below. And just last year I replaced this piece down here and all that, and put the gel on it. So you know, when I had it all apart, I should have put a new distributor cap and this arm that swings around. But doing it now, learned a lesson. Should have just did it all. Okay, so I am back with the new components, and I just want to show, because the guy at the auto store said that he confirmed, he was very knowledgeable, and I said, yeah, the way this is burnt out, it wasn't going to start anything. There's the new components. Okay, that's what they should look like. Look how clean that is. Look at how nice that is. And you know, my God, look at that. It just got burnt up. It's crazy. All these parts together only cost $59. So I'm very happy with that. I'm not being sponsored by AutoZone, but that's where I went, and the guy was just so knowledgeable and just really helped me out and confirmed everything. So for $59 in a Saturday afternoon, I'm going to get this son of a gun starting again, and I'll show you what I bought. It going on my 78 Corvette silver anniversary 350 small block. There's the number for that. And here's the number for the ignition coil, okay, which is that right there. Some vehicles have the ignition coil off to the side of the distributor. Mine sits on the top. Oops, it's upside down. The top. So, just an FYI. And here's my C3 Corvette, if you're curious to see what it looks like. I got plenty of videos on it, but anyway. Now, you know what? Let's get down to business. Let's go. Okay, so I want to take a second to talk about this because I did a lot of investigating online and looked at some diagrams online, and they all show it sitting, the ground wire sitting just like this. So, you know, if it's all connected to that, so I'm going to put it up here. You can do what you want, but the research I did showed this. So this is just me doing it how I'm going to do it. So you do it how you see fit, but I'm going to put it like the diagrams online show. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the ground wire in here like that. That snaps into place. Okay. Next, I'm putting this in here, which makes your electrical connection, just like that. Then I'm putting this grommet there, just like that. And then that should, your other side, that's where that meets that. And if you see at my old distributor, I mean, look how bad this was burnt out. That's crazy. But I'm not convinced it had anything to do with this ground wire now. But anyway. Okay, so here's the ignition coil. And there's the bottom side. And I'm going to go ahead and put that on. Put that in there. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put these 4 screws that came with my kit back in here. And let me just check this. Hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. I want to make sure this ground is like that. And every diagram I saw online shows the ground like that. So that's how I'm going to do it. Y'all can do it however you want. That's how I'm doing mine. Okay, let me get this screw in here, but okay, hold on. Okay, so I wanted to put this screw on first. You know, and having just slowed down and thinking about it, this is metal, this is all metal, and this metal thing that looks like this is the old one, just to show you what it looks like. You know, it's all connected. So I'm thinking, that's where my head is at now that I've just, my problem is I get going and I don't stop and think. And so now I see that I'm pretty sure I got that right. And, so when you put these screws in, don't make one really tight and then one really tight. Just alternate back and forth like you do lug nuts. All right, so now I'm going to put the wires back in. They can only go one way. As you can see, the way it's shaped. Okay, and it's a little bit tricky. Let me set the camera down and snap these into place. I don't have my camera stand today, and I'm trying to do this quick, and I'm trying to be nice enough to make a video for other people, so hang on. Okay, so the wires are snapped in, and I want to make sure they all fit in here, so that, just like that, they don't get in the way, they don't get pinched by the cover. So let's put the cover on. Okay, so that covers, like I showed earlier, it's just held on with 3 points, screws or bolt heads. All right. Okay, so some C3 Corvettes have this ignition coil off to the side separate, and then they have a wire going from the ignition coil to sitting right here. Just so you know. So let's go install the new arm here. All right. And just for funsies, here's what the new one looks like. And the points. There's what the old one looks like. Good Lord. I can't believe it ran at all. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's go install this. Okay. So there's downside the distributor. Get these wires out of the way. Okay. So let me get everything cleared up here. All right. So we're going to put this back on exactly like it was. All right. Now let me tighten those down. Okay, and I'm using a, what am I using? Socket that is 1/4. 1/4. Okay, tighten that down. I'm doing this looking through my camera, so bear with me. All right. One thing I wanted to take a second to show the audience is these look like screws, and I call them screws in the heat of the moment, and they are, I guess, by definition, but they just spring, and then you turn them and they clamp, okay? They don't screw into anything. Okay, they're like that, and then they slide down and grab that next part of the distributor. That's how your cap gets put on. So let's go connect this up. Okay, so I've got the wires hooked back up, and remember, folks, I disconnected my battery. I always do that anytime I do any kind of car or anything. I disconnect the battery. There it is. So now I'm going to set this in place. Okay. And make sure I'm not smashing any wires in there. And like I said, you'll have to make sure these screws are turned out of the way so that it can sit flush, and it has to mount back up just like that. Okay. All right. Okay, so got the distributor cap back on. Got all the wires hooked up just like they were, and remember, these are pushed down and then turn, and then it catches. So let me show that on the old one. Okay, so this is the old distributor cap. You push down, which pops this out. So when you put your cap on, you want all these facing out like this, and then you push down and then turn and it grabs. Okay. Okay, so now that I've triple checked everything, my battery is still not hooked up yet. So I've triple checked these wires that they're in the right spot, and they are. I've triple checked that all this is plugged in the right way from where I originally took it out. I've done all kinds of triple checking. Now I'm going to hook up the battery and start it and see what happens. Okay, so I've triple checked everything. Battery's hooked back up. Let's see what happens. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Like the damned old cat, just purring. Oh yeah. Love it. I love finding the problem and fixing it. All right, chalk up another one. All right. All right, $59 worth of parts in a Saturday afternoon. All the difference in the world. That is purring like a dang old kitten again, I tell you what. Yeah, that was the problem. $59 on a Saturday afternoon, got it all fixed up. So just as a bonus, if you're interested, if you've been following my channel, I've got my new seats restored. Did all that myself. I already made a video on that. Got my armrest in there. I got these seat covers because I'm taking it to a mechanic shop. I'm going to have a ball joint replaced that I can't quite get to. So there's a mechanic who's a buddy of mine. He's going to do it for me. I'll try to film it if I can. But I got these seat covers just for, I'm sweating my butt off and I'm dirty. So anyway, not being promoted by anybody to make these videos. Hope you find it interesting. If you do, like and subscribe. Much appreciated. Until then, have a great day.